This is CryptoPunk 7523. It's a JPEG, a piece of digital art that is 24 pixels high and 24 pixels wide. And earlier this year, someone bought it for $11 million. Many people are asking why. I want to know how.
It's not really so much about, is this a good-looking JPEG? Because sometimes it's not even about the art. Like, yeah, there's like a project called NFT Rocks or something. It's just like pictures on rocks and people are buying them for like 2 ETH or something, you know? So it's kind of all about like what you create behind it.
The NFT art market has been characterized by big sales and shocking headlines. But there's a lot that goes into it before the auction closes. There's an entire world of people selling their digital art. And here's how they do it. This is Erick, known in the NFT world as CryptoShabbas. I spoke to him and a bunch of other successful NFT and digital artists about why and how they started making NFTs.
And it was interesting, like the fact that you can place your work or place anything and it's going to be there forever. It's going to be somewhere there. I couldn't like even imagine how the metaverse works. How does it look?
Arseniy is an artist who's managed to find buyers and a big following for his digital art. Oh, also, he's 19.
I'm 19.
No ways! That's insane.
For me, it was also the fact that creators can get easily tipped or can create an income network for themselves in a very easy way.
And just have my work floating somewhere there in the space of NFTs. And that was like one of the main reasons.
It is nice to just be able to generate a small income off of your works without having to, kind of go into a gallery space and have these big pieces of art that are, valued by, some guy.
Probably the hardest thing is just figuring out, first of all, like where to even mint, because now there's probably like over 100 like marketplaces now.
NFTs are great for independent artists, but there are so many ways to do it. Where does one even start?
The barrier to entry is so high because off the bat you lose so much money even just minting your first NFT on any other like platform. And I think like a lot of people they may not make it past that first part.
Because I've never really been into cryptocurrency. Like I've known about it and friends of mine have like dabbled in it. But then it's like once you sign up onto those apps, you also have to have a wallet. And then I wanted it in dollars and things like that. And I was just like, oh God, now it's getting complicated.
So Momint's definitely like a different kind of space. And I like, trying to just post stuff on there because I think it's a really good way for people to get into crypto and NFTs in a way that's like a little bit safer.
No, at the moment it's just Momint. Sounds funny. I did start signing up to like other platforms, but they're so overly saturated already.
It seems like it can be pretty daunting for an artist to start this journey. And if you're still not quite sure you know what an NFT is, I made a video about it. So go watch that. I'll be here when you come back. When it comes to getting your work out there and building your audience and your community and marketing your NFTs, are there any bits of advice that you would have from your process of how you did it?
I would say it's really important to understand that there is a huge line of marketing behind every account or every project that there is.
I will say marketing is the most common issue that I find. I'm still struggling nowadays to find the perfect formula, the perfect equation to sell every time.
So it's not like you sell an NFT, for example, for some reason, like maybe it's luck or maybe a collector saw your work and he bought it. It doesn't mean you have to spend all that like $500 or $50 on beer and champagne. You need to invest that money in yourself, maybe like buy a new mouse or maybe invest in marketing.
Avoid spamming, of course. Avoid spamming people on their DM saying, hey, there is my new NFT and the best of the world and you have to buy it.
I would say like never message anybody asking them to buy your stuff, Like the best way is to just do it organically, try to support others, and if people see that generally, like, they'll be more receptive, saying like you're actually in this space and you're not here just trying to like unleash your Snoop coin or something for $1 million.
If it isn't already clear, these guys were really fun to talk to. Bye. Yeah, wonderful. She's such a legend. That was so good. What a gem. What the hell? It seems like there's a conscience here. The one thing that kept coming up when I asked them about their success was feeding back into the community and finding meaning in your work.
Give back a little bit and help others. Like that's kind of like how I got most of my first sales. It's all just people like I've supported or I've collected their work, and they want to try to like, you know, help you out. And that kind of like blossoms from there.
And also being on a platform like Momint or Instagram or whatever, and you start following artists and other artists, and the algorithm starts suggesting you artists that are similar, you're just like totally exposed to stuff that you like constantly.
It's very important to understand that this community is the best living community right now. It's incredibly open. For example, sometimes people ask me, like how did you start, what program should I use, how I set up my MetaMask account, and I always reply to them and try to help them because it's an open community.
There's a lot of sites, you know, like Momint, where you can get like some really amazing art for like a couple bucks, you know. And it's like, so I would start by just like collecting there and like trying to help people. And you know, if you like art, just buy it there and share it on, you know, your socials and try to help those other artists out. And then eventually you kind of like get a little bit of a community.
So you've picked your platform, you've collected some art that you like, you've supported other creators. Now what? How do you make an NFT?
I think first of all, decide on your medium. Like decide if you want to make a 3D, if you want to make collage.
Try to create a community around yourself. Don't do one day photography, the next day is only cars.
So just decide what exactly you want to do, then maybe work a bit more on your style to stand out from everybody.
You have to be focused, I think, in one thing, and you have to sell just one thing.
Don't go to abstraction from the first second, because there are so many abstract artists. Try to find your own style and your own idea and put something in your work.
Before you mint something, like ask yourself, just be like, would I want this?
Ask to yourself, why someone should buy your NFT?
It's like half of the things probably I minted at first. If I had just asked myself that question, I would have been like, no, you know, just experiment, you know, find what works, find what doesn't. Just kind of trying to have fun with it and, you know, do what I like. Because I think that's the main thing people see through. First, if you're just like doing a project and you're just trying to like do a cash grab and you're trying to like copy somebody else's, it never works.
The personal work brings in a lot more work than your client work. That's also very important to tell. Like I would tell any artist is like something that you're passionate about comes through straight away.
I've seen so many beautiful works, but without any meaning, and it's also fine. It's also super cool. But I feel when you also put something in your work, it even empowers the meaning behind it and the beauty of the work.
I have faced a couple of collectors, and I sent them a preview of what I've been doing, and they said, "Okay, that's amazing. What's the background?" Yeah, you have to tell a story.
The best NFT artists believe in what they're doing. They make art that they want to make, and then the rest follows. People like pretty pictures, but a good story is what's going to make your art stand out from the rest. So figure out what you're good at, put it out into the world and see what people think, then go back to your computer and do it again. I'd like to thank all the artists that I interviewed for this episode. Make sure to check the links in the description so you can support them and buy all their art. Make sure to comment your NFT questions below and anything you'd like me to explore in upcoming episodes. Peace.